for Manchester United. Kobbie Mainoo has signed a new contract that will keep him at the club until June 2031. The 21-year-old has enjoyed a huge renaissance under Michael Carrick this season after falling out of favour under Ruben Amorim. Well, Mainoo has made 98. Has always been my home. This special club means everything to my family. I have grown up seeing the impact our club has on our city, and I relish the responsibility that comes with wearing this shirt. I have the privilege of living my dream every single day with the same relentless desire to succeed here as when I joined my first training session at the age of 6. We can all feel the momentum building inside the club. I am determined to step up and play my role in helping Manchester United to regularly fight for major trophies in the years ahead. Well, this is what Director of Football Jason Wilcox said. Kobbie is one of the most naturally gifted young footballers in the world. His technical ability, dedicated professionalism and humble personality make him the perfect role model for our young players and a true credit to our outstanding academy system. We are delighted Kobbie has extended his stay here and have full confidence that he will develop into one of the best players in the world, ready to play a pivotal role in a Manchester United team challenging for the biggest honours.
OK, so lots to come then. We're going to start with a huge boost for Manchester United and a remarkable turnaround for Kobbie Mainoo, who signed a new contract at the club, which will keep him there until June 2031. The 21-year-old has enjoyed a huge renaissance under Michael Carrick this season after falling out of favour under Ruben Amorim. Mainoo's made 98 appearances for the club, having been associated with United since the age of 6. Well, this is what he's had to say. Manchester United has always been my home. This special club means everything to my family. I've grown up seeing the impact our club has on our city, and I relish the responsibility that comes with wearing this shirt. I have the privilege of living my dream every single day with the same relentless desire to succeed here as when I joined my first training session at the age of 6. We can all feel the momentum building inside the club. I'm determined to step up and play my role in helping Manchester United to regularly fight for major trophies in the years ahead. Well, Director of Football Jason Wilcox added this. Kobbie is one of the most naturally gifted young footballers in the world. His technical ability, dedicated professionalism and humble personality make him the perfect role model for our young players and a true credit to our outstanding academy system. We are delighted Kobbie has extended his stay here and have full confidence that he will develop into one of the best players in the world, ready to play a pivotal role in Manchester United team challenging for the biggest honours. And for more on this, we can join our football correspondent, Rob Dorset, who joins us now live. Good to see you, Rob. Look, what can you tell us then about this deal?
Well, it's a big one, Vicky. As you say, will run until the summer of 2031. No real surprises here, let's be honest. We've been talking about this contract for several weeks, several months now. We expected it to happen. The broad terms of the deal were agreed some time ago. But this issue had to be addressed, and it doesn't make it any less important for both the club and the player that it has now been signed on the dotted line, because Kobbie Mainoo signed his first deal with Manchester United as a professional at the age of 17, and that was due to expire next summer. So that's why it had to be addressed. And we also had this slight anomaly, I think, that he was being paid considerably less than all of the first team players around him, and that was because he'd come through the academy system, and that contract of his was signed when he was so young. And as an academy graduate, there's always a special relationship, I think, between the player and the support at Old Trafford. Somebody that's Manchester born, a Manchester United fan, come through the academy and gone to the very, very top. And he has gone to the top. Still only 21, which is quite extraordinary, but 98 appearances already for the club. He scored the winning goal in an FA Cup final, and he started for England at the Euros 2 summers ago. We shouldn't forget that. That's the level he's playing at here. So clearly an asset that Manchester United didn't want to lose. I think they would have sat down with him and sorted his contract out much sooner if he was playing more games under Ruben Amorim. It's only since he's been a regular under Michael Carrick that this has come to a head now. And I think that's why it's happened. He's got a very, very significant pay rise, but the club are happy with that, and it puts him much more in line with the teammates alongside him and the stature and importance that Kobbie Mainoo is to Manchester United.
Yeah, just talk about that, because you mentioned it there. How close was he to leaving the club, do you feel, under Ruben Amorim then?
Interesting on that. And I'll tell you why it's interesting, because I think if Ruben Amorim was still in charge of Manchester United right now, Kobbie Mainoo would be leaving the club this summer. I think it's that simple. But I think it hints at the deeper breakdown in relationship between Amorim and the club's bosses, that he wasn't playing the sort of talent of Kobbie Mainoo. Remember, Mainoo didn't start a single Premier League match under Amorim, and his bosses couldn't understand that. They couldn't quite understand that. And so I think they were desperate for him to stay and desperate for him to play. And it's only since he's done that under Michael Carrick that they've been able to go, right, this makes perfect commercial sense now to keep him at Old Trafford for the next 5 years. And if you look at that stat there, it shows you just how integral he has become under Michael Carrick. Only Manchester United's goalkeeper, their captain, and their oldest and most experienced player, are above him in terms of the number of minutes that he's played under the current boss. So I think he could have left if Amorim was still in charge, but it's pretty clear that that's something that Mainoo himself and the club higher up didn't want. Mainoo said, this club means everything to my family. He's a Manchester United fan. He wanted to stay. He wanted to play. He will now get that opportunity, and his contract is much more in line with his status and importance to the club and the guys that are playing alongside him in the team.
Yeah, and I guess all this is very good. A player in form at the moment in terms of his England chances. Do you think he's a shoo-in for the England squad this summer, Rob?
Not quite. And again, that's quite a complicated one. I think much of it depends on how many central midfield players Thomas Tuchel wants to take to the World Cup. If you look at his options in midfield, Declan Rice and Elliot Anderson are absolute shoo-ins. They will go. And I think it's pretty clear that Tuchel will take more than 2 central midfield players to cover the number 8 and number 6 positions. That gives Kobbie Mainoo a very good chance. But we know that the England boss loves Jordan Henderson, who's been outstanding for Brentford so far this season. There's James Garner, Alex Scott, Adam Wharton, all of who have been pretty impressive in an England shirt under Thomas Tuchel. And then there's Phil Foden, who it may well be can't be considered as a number 10 because Tuchel's got so many options there. And he has been playing as number 8 for Manchester City and for England. So might Tuchel try and crowbar him in? Look, it's complicated. Despite all of that, I think Kobbie Mainoo is probably 3rd choice behind Declan Rice and Elliot Anderson and ahead of the rest right now. So as long as he's still playing for Manchester United and playing well for the rest of this season, I think he's got a very, very strong chance of going, but it's not guaranteed.
OK, nothing's guaranteed, I guess. Thank you very much indeed, Rob.
Real Madrid come back this summer. Well, there's been some developments on this story today. You might be seeing some notes in vision here. It's our chief correspondent, Kobbie Mainoo, joins me now. Look, Kobbie, what's going on? What is the latest?
Well, the reason I've got notes is because this information comes from our colleague Gary Cottrell, who's obviously well connected with this story. And what he's telling us today is that Real Madrid have not made a formal approach for Jose Mourinho. Florentino Perez, the Real Madrid president, is leading the search for a new manager. And of course, he remains close to Jose Mourinho. And don't forget that 14 years ago, when Mourinho was a Real Madrid manager, Real Madrid won the title with a record 100 points. Now, Mourinho is not in an immediate hurry to decide his future. But of course, his contract with Benfica does have a break clause this summer.
Right, look, it's no doubting that he's been a top manager for the last 25 years, but is this a bit surprising considering like the last few jobs he's had, or no?
I think he's still loved in Real Madrid. He did a great job last time round. He wasn't sacked. He decided to leave. I think that Real Madrid dressing room needs somebody like Jose Mourinho in charge. And look at this. Jose Mourinho is the Benfica manager, and Benfica are the only side in Europe who are unbeaten this season. And at the moment, Jose Mourinho is focusing on remaining unbeaten and also getting Benfica back into the Champions League.
OK, keep us up to date. You always do. Right, the Championship promotion race headlines your big weekend on Saturday lunchtime with a 3-way fight for automatic promotion and the playoffs. We can speak live now to Sky Sports EFL expert Curtis Davies to look ahead to everything. Good to see you, Curtis. Now, look, before we get on to Saturday, can we start by getting your reaction to the news that Scott Parker has left Burnley with immediate effect?
Yeah, the immediate effect was obviously something that surprised me. I thought, coming into the season, it might be that, it might have run its course and they might part ways. But, the fact that he's taken the decision and the club have taken the decision to do it now, obviously was a bit of a